My name is Kate Hamilton. I am the Director of Nantucket Visitor Services. I have been working with Maya Guyard, the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, on producing a program for customer service. And we joined forces, and it became Team Nantucket. We both have a lot of the same goals in making sure that our visitors and also our residents enjoy their time on Nantucket, and we thought it would be a good program for the two of us to work on together. We felt there was a need because, first of all, we were anticipating a busy summer. And we are a world-class destination, Nantucket, and the service should reflect that. We have wonderful restaurants, and we have wonderful stores, and wonderful facilities, which is great, but we have to make sure, too, that people are treated with good care when they visit these establishments.
Team Nantucket.
We want our visitors to have a quality experience when they come to Nantucket. We hired a gentleman named Bill Four, who was our consultant, who did a lot of the coordination. I also had a lot of support from my assistant, Benita Orlana, who is a good example, actually, too, of a team work, because she's extremely organized, and I'm probably a little bit more of a free thinker, but when we join forces, we have a tendency to complement each other in getting our jobs done.
What's your name?
Linda Jennings, and I work at the Chamber of Commerce, and just helping register people here for Team Nantucket.
We were fortunate enough to have our main classes, even though we had other venues, at the Methodist Church. But we could do our main orientation there, and it was great too, because they're doing a lot of preservation at the Methodist Church, and we could also let people know what was happening there.
Learn all you can. Thanks for coming. All right.
I would say this, I wouldn't say it's so much preventative as I would say it was proactive. I mean, I think it's really important to, as you look at your customer service and the programs you're going to put on in the summer, that you put everything together. One of the main things we wanted to do was, besides customer service, we also wanted to do orientation.
Great thing to send when your parents call you up or your friends and say, I want to come to Nantucket. Just send them this, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's available at my office. We send it out, and my office.
We had such strong teachers with really great skills.
You will?
Yeah.
How are you going to do it?
Flip it.
Flip it?
You know, like that.
You're going to flip it?
Yeah, what is it?
What's going to happen? It's going to blow up. This is my irate customer right here. He's been on the boat. He's really upset. But if he comes to my ticket counter, the airlines, my inn, if you just tap him gently and treat him really nicely and talk slowly to him, really slowly, let him maybe vent a little bit, and just very gently. He's there.
And react, get back to them. And then if you still have, at least in my experience, if you still can't please them, ask them, what would you like me to do? Well, in most cases, these people don't know what they want you to do. But I had this guest say to me after the ribbons I was cut to, and I said, well, what would you like me to do to solve your problem? And he said, I don't know, but boy, do I feel better. And I said, well, that's great, because I do too, you know, and we became fast friends, and he came back and stayed with us, you know, several times.
Most of the people that were teaching were handpicked, and Maya and I talked a lot about that, because it was really important that we had teachers that people could relate to, and also make them really feel they want to be part of the program.
I was born and raised on the island of Nantucket, about 3,000 miles off the coast of Spain. I'm very fortunate to be the third generation of my family to get to own and operate Young's Bicycle Shop down on Steamboat Wharf. And I think that might be part of why Kate chose me to help out with her class. I've never taught a class of any kind. I've never been involved with any type of class. And I've never taken any classes on what I think they call nowadays hospitality. And I've just learned recently that I'm in the hospitality business, and that's what my family's been doing for years, and that's what I do. That's what I do for a living, and that's what supports my family. So I have a large investment in Nantucket. I really like Nantucket. I like living here, and I like being here, and I want to try and make it so it's possible for other parts of my own family to be able to live here.
What my paper does is every bit about customer service. It's often the first map that people have. It's given away for its maps. It's also got a dining and entertainment guide that will tell you that the restaurant you're planning to go to take with your parents tonight is actually closed, so that you can make a reservation in a responsible way. It tells you what's going on. My editorial also is very customer service oriented. We have a waterfront column, for instance, which we might talk about riptides, how to swim safely here. Whatever place you land to work, and we'll call it Nantucket, is the place where you must speak its language. And one of the things I would say that makes you a unique you is where you come from, and it will be reflected in your individual accents.
The island is about 50 square miles of land. Nantucket is growing. We're adding 200 to 300 new houses per year. 80% of those houses are used for summer and seasonal use. 40% of Nantucket's land area is permanently protected open space, and the goal of the community is to continue to add to that.
You know, what's going on here? Why am I coming to a rude place for vacation when I live in a rude place all year long? You know, I work in a city where people beep and honk and cut people off on the highways, and
We have to always understand that customers are going to pop out of nowhere. They're going to be asking questions, but the worst thing that a customer sees is when all the workers are collectively sucked together just talking about what they did the night before, or just not paying attention. You have to remember that you're always on stage no matter what we do. And being on stage means that you present yourself, you're not smacking gum, your shirt's tucked in. You know, you need to really look presentable, because the first thing a customer always says is, well, here I am spending my money, and if they're going to spend the time talking with each other, I guess that I'm not very important. And they're going to walk out of there with a ticked off attitude. Now, if they walked off the beach with a ticked off attitude, then they're going to come to a restaurant, they're going to have a bad attitude. It's just, it can be a snowball effect.
I really hope that Team Nantucket becomes a program that we can use year after year. I think one of the reasons we worked so hard on it was the fact that we wanted it to become a model program. Maya and I would like to, I mean, gosh, I'll probably scare the teachers, but I almost want to ask them, you know, if they can commit for 5 years. They were so terrific. They really were, and they really all complimented each other. And I felt after this program, Team Nantucket, after it was over, I mean, we were all a little exhausted because I know we all gave a lot to it, but I think it worked. And I am very anxious to hear how the community feels about it, and the participants, which is important. And we're going to have a meeting where we're going to take a look at everything and review. And this is also going to be a time too where if there were some mistakes made, hopefully we can fix them and tighten things up, and just do it at the same time every year, and get ready to let people know on Nantucket that we really care about customer service, but we also want them to feel comfortable in their environment. And those were the two goals that we really went after. And I really hope it was a good program. I really do.
Fabulous. Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, Gino.